In this video, I'm going to explain and show how to set up job departments in Red Rhino estimating software. Now, the purpose of setting up job departments is to notify key people of certain things that are relevant to doing jobs. Now, I'll explain further here. When you create a job in Red Rhino, and my next video is going to be on that. When you create a job, um, when you select the job department, it will notify people to do certain things. Let me just get into it here so you understand it. So from the home page of Red Rhino, I'm going to click on Company Administration, and then I'm going to go down here and select Job Departments. Now, when you use Rhino, let's call it out of the box, first thing, there's no job department set up. Now, this is easy to do. It looks quite complex, but when you just look at it, you'll figure it out. So let me show it to you. You'll click this new button at the top right to create a new job department, okay? Click the new button. Now, again, this looks quite complex, but it's really kind of simple to set up. And you might not, or you probably won't set up everything that you see in here, but let me explain what this page does or what it is. You'll set up a department code and a description, and then the next job number. Now, I'll tell you what that means is, let's say you have different departments. Let's say you just have two different departments in your company. You have a service department and a construction department. Okay, so you might create a code, rather, a department code for each. And I'm going to show you how to do that in a minute. Or you might have a datacom department, low voltage, okay, or commercial department or residential. Now, I know I'm going off. I'm just giving you food for thought on how to set this thing up. If you have a really small company, you might just have one department or two departments. Okay, but here's how it works is you set up the department code. Let's say that I have a service department and a construction department. So I'm going to say the department code is 7,000. Now I just made this number up, and the description is service for service department. I'll type that in. Okay, now I get to pick what the next job number. In other words, when I go create a job with a service department, I get to tell it what the next job number is. And I'm going to say that since my service code is 7,000, my next service job is going to be 7001. So when I go create an estimate, or rather I should say a job for service department, it's going to number that job 7001. After that, the next one will be 7002, 7003, and so on. Now here's the rest of the story in this. Again, look. And what I should have started you out with is understanding the help on this thing, okay? So if you get to this point, just click the help up here in the header, click help, and this help explains exactly what to do and how to do it, okay? You just scroll down, read this to set it up, okay? Now I'm gonna close this window and just show you a little bit more. So here's the whole purpose of this, okay? Let's say that when I create a job for service, I want to notify somebody to do a credit check for this job. Okay, now many of you don't do credit checks. Some of you do credit checks before you do work for companies. Frankly, it's a good idea to do. Now, this video isn't about that, but there's a company called Dun & Bradstreet, DNB, that does credit checks for you. I used to work for a big union outfit that did credit checks for anything over $500 jobs, okay? Now you can set up your own rules for your own company on that, but let me just go through these. So what you do is you put the email address of the person you want to receive notification. So here's a certified payroll. You know, certified payroll is required for government type jobs, okay? So that oftentimes will go to accounting. Accounting has to send in certificates of payroll to the government if you get a government job. Market recovery is when the union actually helps you and helps you pay for the job. So you have to apply for market recovery. You probably have a person in your company that does that. Look at prevailing wage. If a job is a government job, oftentimes it requires prevailing wage. That would go to your accounting department or accountant. Now, job status change email. If a job changes status, or cancels, you might want to notify a certain person of that. Maybe it's a project manager, okay? Now, here's just, so again, you just read these. Credit check limit amount. Let's say that you want to do a credit check for anything over, any job over $1,000. So you just fill that out, okay? Then here's the rest of the story with this. Read and understand what these are. Purchase order deleted or job deleted or preliminary. So in the state of California, a preliminary notice is required to get sent out for any job to the owners, okay? Oftentimes people subcontract others to do those and pay others to do it, but you could email the person to do a preliminary notice email. Now here's the rest of the story. Down on the left-hand side, I want you to see this. On the left-hand side, I'm going to scroll down here, or I should say on the bottom. So look at this. The new job credit check. See that that goes along with this line here. So if I want to get a credit check on a service job, then I'll put their email address in here. I'll put the subject here, maybe get credit check. And then it'll then I put the message here, please get credit check for this job. Now again, so here is where you put in the email. Like here's the certified payroll. This is who you email it to. You put their email up here, but down here you fill in their the subject of the email and the job. Again, this looks super complex, but if you just get into it, maybe you'll just notify 1 or 2 people when a job is created, okay? You can decide how to do that, but when you're all done, you'll want to save this, okay? Now, let me see here. I'm putting my own email address in here, of course. Okay, so when I create a job for the service department, then it's going to email notify me to do a credit check. Here it says in the subject line of that email, it's going to say get credit check, and in the body it'll say please get credit check for this job. Okay, now when you're done with this, you might, like I said, you might fill it out for 2 or 3 people, maybe 10. Bigger companies have several departments. Now, I just showed you how to do one department. If you have multiple departments, you would create a department code description and the same thing for other departments. See what I'm saying? So let me click save to save my work, and then we see this department code 7000. So if I had, say, a commercial division and a residential division, I would click new and I would create another code. Of course, you want it to be different from make them each one different. I'd create a department code description and the next job number for whatever division that was. If it was commercial, if I had a residential division, audio, video, low voltage, controls, industrial. So you get the point. I would create, again, a department code for each department. Now, let me show you where that's useful. I'm going to Okay, so this video isn't about how to create a job, but I'm going to show you how the feature, the job department setup, saves you time here, okay? So in order to create a new job, again, I'm just going to get into this barely because I'm going to create another video on how to create jobs, but I'm going to click on job down here. See that from the home page, job project management. I'm going to click on jobs and then new job. Okay, when I go through this menu, then it takes me to 2 different choices. Create a job from scratch, select customer, or create a job from a proposal, select proposal. Now I'm going to use the proposal. I created a proposal just for this example. So I'm going to select create the job from a proposal and select the proposal. So click here, it takes you to your proposal list. This is the one I want to create a job for, the city water supply. I'll click on it. And then see how it says select a department code here. So when you have created department codes, it lets you select the correct department code, I should say. And so I created a service department code here. Now, just so you know, I'm not going to complete this, but if I continue to create this job, boom, it's going to send email notification to everyone that I set up in the job departments menu there, okay? Now, in this instance, it's going to send an email to me about getting a credit check, okay, like we discussed. So I hope this helps. Again, this is pretty easy to set up. You just have to take a look at it, but it saves you time in the long run. That's the main thing about doing the setup in Red Rhino like this is it saves you time. This one notifies all the people that you need to for different functions regarding a new job. Okay, that's it for this video. I'll leave you alone till the next one. Okay, take care.